Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. Today we're going to cover a controversial topic with regards to a bullion product that most of us here are familiar, and that is the African wildlife series, the elephant, and now the leopard coins, as to whether they really are coins or not. Now, there have been some videos on this topic, and this video is inspired by Southside Stacker, but Silver Torch 66 as well has covered this controversy, and that is whether or not these are coins or not. We're going to explore that option here in this video. But before we do so, we need to understand a little bit about the history behind this coin, as they were elephants minted on coins until 2004, when they were taking over with the minting status under the Bavarian state mint and under the name of the nation of Somalia. So here we have the Somali elephant, and on the coin here we have the denomination of 100 shillings here. Very interesting indeed. And these particular coins are the high relief proof and the regular bullion version of the coin from the Somali Republic. But the mint that produced these pieces was the Bavarian state mint, which was established in 1158, which is more than 7 centuries before the 1870 unification of modern Germany. And what is founded with an eye towards striking coins and supplying currency to the local economy in the Free State of Bavaria. The nature of the fractured cultural and political and economic conditions found that the medieval German landscape fostered corruption and inefficiency. And indeed, within a century, the mint was under censure for the quality of their coin production, and by 1290, creditors greatly devalued their coinage, owing to its low silver content. Doesn't that sound familiar from what the Roman Empire did in the waning days of its existence? And so the issue came to a head when the denizens of Bavaria rose up in protest, and the currency revolt was not satiated until the mint was sacked, the coin forges destroyed, and the official responsible for the minting process, known as the Münzmeister, the master of the mint, lay dead on the mint's floor. And so there's continued instability in the region until the 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th century continued to wreak havoc on the Bavarian state mint, the quality of production. And this situation stood among the formation of the modern German state in 1870 with the advent of the German Empire in 1871. Now, the Bavarian state mint is controlled by the German national government and is one of 5 national mints operated by the government sitting in Berlin. They're just one of the handful of mints in the Eurozone authorized to produce the common currency, the euro, and used throughout the integrated economic bank. The mint has come a long way since its neighbors roused themselves to destroy the coin forgers they believe were causing them economic hardships, but are not without controversy, as the latest is, in this case, with the Somali elephant. Indeed. So these coins were started minting under the Somalian government in 2004, and have been produced in a very popular series among collectors and bullion aficionados alike. There's a lot of conflicting information about whether these were authorized by the Somali government, and there's no doubt they were struck in Germany, but there was a letter of authorization that was queried that supposedly exists, signed by one Babatunde Babalubulua, authorizing the mintage of 1 troy ounce coins with a face value of 100 Somalian shillings. But this document is somewhat of dubious origin. There's another letter purportedly from Bashir Isa, which is the existing governor of the Central Bank of Somalia, that denies the authorization and states that the coins are not legal tender in Somalia. efforts to try to find copies or images of those letters have proved futile in my research. However, I did send an email out to both entities, the Bavarian State Mint and to the Central Bank of Somalia, asking about this situation, this controversy, and asking for proof. The only response I got back was that of the Bavarian State Mint, who referred me to another entity, their bullion, I guess, entity, or their division. And so I did get a response back from them stating that I should contact the bullion division, to which I sent another email to them. No response. After several weeks, there was no response from either party. The Central Bank of Somalia did not respond to my query, and neither did the bullion division of the Bavarian State Mint. So I'm not able to verify or deny any of these claims, which means that I am left with the same speculation that most of us have, and including from official bullion sites that talk about the intrigue, using the language and the controversy as a way to sell these coins because of their scrupulous beginnings and as to whether or not they are authorized or not. So upon further research, I was able to find that, and of course this is from my own collection here, that the only coins I have from Somalia for the elephants that I collect regularly, and I'm questioning whether I'm not going to do that, not just because of this controversy, but because of, it's one of those things we have to kind of keep in perpetuity, and that is this certificate of authenticity. And since at least 2009, and probably before from my research, we found this signature on authorizing on the certificate of authenticity that this coin of Somali is a legal tender original coin struck in accordance with legislation and passed by the parliament. And of course, where is that legislation? We can't find it. And where is it passed by the parliament? Can't find that either. In fact, there's no name associated with this scribbling here of the signature. Although I did find that there are some certificate of authenticities that recognize this, and it's not in the name of the former official that we talked about, which is Barbatunde Babalubalua, authorizing the minting of this. And it's not the signature of him or Bashir Issa. No, it is Dr. Abdullahi Ahmed Ado, who was the governor of the central bank probably at the time of the issuing of this controversy. He's no longer obviously the governor of the central bank. It is the Bashir Assa. Now, further reading, looking on the central bank of the nation of Somalia, their central bank, here's a brief history of the Somali currency. The principal form of currency in Somalia has been base metallic coins, usually silver. Of course, I think they're using the term base metallic, meaning the foundational metallic coins, usually silver. By the first half of the 19th century, the main unit of currency was the Maria Theresa thaler, which was the most widely spread currency, especially in Europe at the time, which was known as the Somalia Shuruk. It was a coin consisting of 4 parts silver and 1 part copper, and has been issued by the Austrian Empire in honor of the Empress Maria Theresa, who ruled Austria, Hungary, and Bohemia from 1740 to 1780. It had gained acceptance on the Arabian Peninsula and in the Horn of Africa, Somalia, Ethiopia, and Eritrea, and its higher silver content satisfied the people's desire for base coins. There's no specific period that can be traced at the starting era of the use of money metallic coins of Somalia, but this history, we acknowledge that the trade relations between the neighboring countries and the exchange of goods were based with the currencies used by those inhabitants of the region, namely the Arabian Peninsula and India. So there we can kind of see how they got their monetary designator here of a shilling. And it says the Central Bank Act, Decree Law number 16th of 1968 mandates that the central bank is the only first authority mandated to issue Somali currency banknotes and coins as legal tender. Currently, the Somali currency used as a 1,000 shilling note, first introduced in 1990 and second issue in 1996. So very interesting indeed. And but nonetheless, these particular coins, if you want to call them that, there's really no way really to prove or disprove these unless we get official statements from, or can see the official statements. The only one that got the name right was this particular text that looking at that says there is this there is another letter purportedly from Bashir Issa, who is indeed the governor of the Central Bank of Somalia, who denies the authorization and states that the coins are not legal tender in Somalia. I have asked for that letter, but have not heard back from the official or from anybody in the nation of Somalia. The other reference talks about because of the war-torn region and the fact that the fact that there is there's not really a stable government. Well, probably in 2004, through even a lot of the pirate era, that would probably be the case. But arguably now, the nation is a bit more stable, and so in fact they're actually currently revaluing their currency and trying to gain independence from the dollar in Somalia. That's been the latest news in the Central Bank of Somalia, which means that these particular coins, there's no attention paid to them. But nonetheless, the Bavarian State Mint is making a mint on these coins, but it could be completely fraudulent. We just don't know for sure. My guess is because documentation is not readily available by anybody on the internet willing to do maybe even the research that I've done to further research this to find out. My guess is these are not coins. But I can't say for sure without actually saying. But the fact that no information is readily available makes you wonder. And it also asks and raises another question. What about coins from other nations? Small nations like Niue, Kiwi, Fiji, Tuvalu. Where are those letters authorizing the mintage of those? Now, many of those nations are under the Queen's Commonwealth of the monarchy, and so that case there may be some ways to do that under that authorization. There may be different processes in place. But what about Rwanda? Their series of coins, which are quite popular as well. Where are those letters of authorization? Where's the information regarding those? Would love to see it. If we're going to question the Somali coins, maybe we should check into some of these other nations, because my feeling is if we are collecting these coins from sovereign mints, even though they're being outsourced, because that Rwanda doesn't have a mint where they do their coins, and plenty of other nations around that don't mint coins within their borders and contract out to other mints. Well, my feeling is we should question all of those and see documentation, because if not, we're purchasing these coins and supporting essentially a fraud. And that's why I'm kind of holding back on. That's one reason, and there's another reason why in some cases maybe we shouldn't buy some coins, and that's a topic for another video that I've been thinking about. But post your thoughts below on this topic. What do you think about these coins, and about whether or not they're coins or not? Post your thoughts below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to y'all for watching, and encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.